All right, hello everybody. It's PG. People know me as Party Chip Fan, but PG. And so Dark and Dark released a patch a few days ago. Now I was gonna make it like as it dropped, and then like read the notes and all of that stuff, and like give you like, oh, this could be good for the game. This couldn't be good for the game, but people, you might have seen this the past few days. People make so many judgments before they even try out the game and try out the new patch. So Um, we're gonna just take a look at this, kind of do a brief summary of this because I'm sure everybody's already seen like what's going on with the new patch notes already. But basically, max health reduced, barbarians, lots of buffs, rogue poison weapon buff with the healing reduction. Um, some wizard changes for better PvE and a little bit of damage nerf. Nerf wizard because honestly, they should nerf Wizard again after this because Barbarian's strong right now, so they should nerf Wizard. Uh, Animation changes, and then some cool skins, which I bought all of them for $30 because I'm a little simp for Dark and Darker. I love the game. Uh, yeah, so this kind of is like this sentence right here. This update continues our quest to reduce the time commitment and grind required for players to feel as if they can compete and enjoy the game. I think that their core philosophy here is pretty good. Now hear me out here before you go to the comments and dislike it and tell me I should die. Uh, because holy shit, people going ape shit. Like, anyways, I think that it's like they need to remember that it's a looting game, an extraction looter. You go in somewhere with whatever gear you just start with, and you pick up better stuff. You come out and you can like kind of repeat that. That's the gameplay loop, and it feels fun. It feels good, and that's how it's been since I've started playing, and I really enjoy it. But and so to but where was at before what is this hotfix? So with hotfix 68, they increased the loot tables. Amazing change, and I think that they were really adhering to this sentence that I have highlighted here, that reducing the time commitment and grind to feel like they can like compete and enjoy the game. However, these games are just a grind. So like people go on and they'd just be grinding all night, and like that's kind of a little bit how it is. And to reduce that is kind of untrue to the genre because it's untrue to the genre because that's like the point. You go in and you have to like grind to get better stuff. And what they've done now is made it so that basically everybody starts with epic tier loot. So like the white, I think white leather gloves gave you like 2 decks, 1 will before. Now they give you 4 decks and 3 will, which is the same as epic leather gloves. But now it's like, okay, let's say I go into high roller. First of all, there's no gear requirement anymore. So what's the point of ever trying to PvP with anybody? Because I can't sell their gear for anything. It doesn't make any difference. And yeah, I can't sell the gear, so I can't make money. And the looting itself in the game is just kind of boring. Like opening all the chests and looting piles and stuff. I mean, bosses are fun, but once you've learned them all, it's like, okay, like, am I just really gonna only do this, and that's the point of the game? It's it's not. So if looting was more interactive, I don't think it would get as much hate from this patch. But right now, it's just like an arena game for every map because I it's either you PvP with somebody who's pretty much the exact same gear as you, or you just like loot mobs and stuff, and like the PvP, it doesn't reward you with anything, and looting mobs kind of does, but it doesn't feel good. So it's like, okay, what am I supposed to do? Like, I literally don't have any purpose in playing the game anymore. Originally, I was like a big supporter of this update, but I think that's mostly just because the core philosophy that I've saw through it, um, like the reducing the grind. I thought that was a good thing because I mean I could literally pull up Steam DB right now. This is like, I know it's not accurate because there's people in game from the Iron Maze client, but like, I mean, even like this, see, that's 1 month. Like, I guess it's like it's not that much of a change in the players. So I guess people still want to play the game, but for people who really like to put a lot of time into it, it's kind of, I don't know what to do anymore. Like, I think I posted my stash on my YouTube not too long ago. I have a gold chest and like 10 gold keys and 2 rusties and then just like 15 bags. Like, I have so much money, but now I don't feel the need to, like, oh no, I'm gonna need 4 more true physical damage, like, on my, because I play rogue, and okay, I have 4 extra true fizz damage. That doesn't really make, does, it's not gonna win me a fight because PDR is is like quite nerfed now, and with the poison weapon being buffed, it's mostly better to play mosquito, and but not, I'm not seeing the pure mosquito, like where you do like rupture and like cutthroat and you do double jump and you just like constantly kite. I do like this is a little bit off topic, but I do like a little like I trade with the short sword and then I come out and I go back in and like I just stack the poison like that, and I don't even use rupture. Um, that's what I've been doing this new patch. It's been pretty successful. It also shuts down Barbarian's Roar, pro tip. But I forgot where I was going with that. Yeah, the players seem like it's, I guess it's the same amount of players, but actually, I think it shows it on here too, the reviews for it. Uh, I'd have to sign in this yet. Okay, but actually, I'll just find it on here. So if I go to, yeah, I tried to record a video on Call of Duty today. Didn't like it. Yeah, recent reviews, 50%. And I think there was like a reviews chart somewhere. Show graph. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's kind of what we're dealing with right now. People do not like this change. And okay, so there's a lot of people that I think are just kind of doing the hive mind thing. Streamer says it's bad, and so streamer says it's bad. So then I also think it's bad, without like testing anything. I know there was one person in a certain Discord who played 2 games of Dark and Darker for the new patch, and then not even kidding, from when the like an hour after the patch released, still to this day, like is constantly talking in that chat about how the patch is so bad, how the game's ruined. Like, dude, get a fucking hobby. Like, I'm like, at the end of the day, it's a fucking toy. It's a game. It's a video game. Like, it cannot be spent. You cannot do a 9 to 5 complaining session where you fucking get all your relatives up. They type in the Discord, game shit, game shit. Like, dude, like, you got to just play a different game, log off for a bit. Oh, the game's not fun. Okay, put it away. If I'm playing with my Legos and I get bored from my Legos, I don't know, I'll go buy another Lego set, or I'll, go outside on the swing set. I mean, I'm 22 years old, so I wouldn't probably do that. I would do the Legos thing though. I will do that. That's fun. I love Legos. Maybe I'll do that today. Lego stream? No, I won't do that. Well, maybe I will. Okay, anyways. Yeah, you can tell, obviously the biggest metric is to look at how many clown emojis are reacted to the patch, and that's how you know if it's a good patch or a bad patch. So every single patch since the game has been released has been terrible. According to this, I actually think one time they removed their amount of reactions with on a patch. Like, they removed the clown emoji, and I saw them build back up again. That was just me checking it, just because I always think it's so funny to see how many people do that. So the core philosophy though, people can grind and feel like they compete. I think that's overall like a good philosophy, but the way they handled it is that they made everything purposeless. There's no purpose, there's no direction. I don't even know what the gameplay loop is supposed to be anymore, because I just go in and I kill people. Like, okay, I could sell all these, because now they have ultimate level collectibles. It's basically like, so you loot like a legendary gem. Now there's a unique gem you can loot, and it sells for more. Okay, the gameplay loot is getting stuff to sell to the collector to do what with the gold? Buy meds, because all my stash pages are full now because I just have so many meds. And I have like gear from before. Okay, well, what am I supposed to do with this gold? Am I supposed to buy gear? No, because gear doesn't really mean that much anymore. I should just go in with my Squire kit because that's like it's whatever now. Um, so what's the point? What is the point? And I don't know. I don't really know. And it doesn't feel good to play the game. It's just there's no purpose. Um, it does feel nice with the Squire kits. You feel like actually like strong off the get go, but I would love to know like their kind of theory for why they wanted to do this. Like I know everybody memes and SDF's vision. The last patch was great, and this one just it feels like it just missed something. Um, and I don't like it's like we're on a stepping stone to something that'll bring the game's like core loop back. But they did the stepping stone in like the worst possible timing, the worst place. Like we didn't need this right now. We needed this like this kind of gear change to all be done at the beginning of a wipe, and then you kind of see how it is. Because like now everything, all my progress, like that's whatever. Like I mean, I've already grinded to demigod. I've already done all this, and there's no point in me playing the game anymore except to make YouTube videos, play arena just for fun, because that never had a purpose anyways. So like you see, like how like I just keep repeating this. I just don't know what to do with the game anymore because they kind of removed the genre of the game that I was so attracted to. Um, of course, if there's anything like you think I'm missing here, just like leave it in the comments throughout the video. I'll respond to all of them unless like you're in bad faith. Then I'll just probably like call you an idiot. I'm just kidding. Well, if you come, okay, whatever. I can probably cut that out. Whatever. Then also today, the minimum gear for high roller has been removed. Dungeon recovery's been activated. So I guess there's an issue with the logic for removing the bonus option was not perfect. So yeah, I think they just ruined people's gear with that like physical damage bonus or magical damage bonus. I think that's what they're talking about there. Yeah, so now you can just queue for high roller, and then I guess you get to fight harder mobs, and then what? You get an artifact that you'll die to somebody in a Squire kit too. I don't get it. Like I think they squished the gear too much. Like maybe they should have just started with like putting it to rare or uncommon grade, and then seeing how that works. But and then lowering the top end by like one point. That brings everything closer, but it still makes a gear disparity. And as much as like it's just there is a gear disparity in this game. That's kind of what has to happen. Now, I'm in the point where so like streamers, okay, they play the game all day, so they can do this grind and like that's like their job. Well, I'm assuming most of them, unless they're like part-time this and part-time like another real life job. And they're both jobs, but it's you have to also remember that, and people will, because they have these, this is a little bit philosophical, they place these people on idols, and they pedestalize them, they make them almost gods, because like, oh, how do I build my rogue? Let me go to Repose because he's the best rogue in the world. It's like, okay, but like I actually enjoy like crafting it myself and like discussing among people that are like that have tried some things rather than just like blindly following them. I don't know how much like I can't like tie evidence to say that everybody's just a hive mind with this, but I'm sure a lot of the hate, especially on the subreddit, it's just a lot of people saying the same thing. So then people just agree with them because that's all they see. There's a few like sane posts on the subreddit that I saw yesterday, and they're just not nearly as much traction as the ones with higher. Like they have like 0 upvotes, and the ones that are hating on the game like I have 100. So everybody just says, "Oh wow, the game must be bad," because look at how many people are saying it's bad. I mean, I'm saying like the game right now is not. It doesn't make any sense. Like I don't know why I would play it because there's no grind to it anymore, and I really liked that. Uh, so that's like the patch for that. And also another thing I want to say about this is that all of these changes, up to here, they are 100% based on the last patch and how that gameplay experience was. Barbarians would lose so hard to any plate fighter, and they could always sprint on them. So they gave them the armor pen on two-hander. Okay, well now it just doesn't matter because first plate armor has been nerfed, and so it's like, okay, well now they're just actually one-shotting everybody because they're so strong. So it's like, okay. Also poison weapon for healing reduction. Okay, people die in 2 hits anyways. If you just, if you get on top of them as a rogue, they're probably dead. Or you can do like these short trades. Like the way I'm playing it, I'm playing poison weapon with like the short trade style. So it does make more sense with the healing reduction. But like the amount of health, the healing reduction makes more sense there because then they can like heal more of their health back. And you would have to poke them longer. So the poison weapon ends up doing more. At least that's what I'm thinking in my head. If you think I'm just missing something logically, then please tell me. But all of these changes were definitely meant for last patch, but they brought them to this patch. I don't know why. I mean, okay, there's some like these ones, but like I'm talking about class specific balances in that highlighted section I just had. So yeah, the balance was not for this patch; it was for the last one. So now everything's out of whack, and people complaining about barbarians actually one-shotting him, which yeah, that does happen now. Um, I've been like one-shot like once by it, and I think there's a little bit of skill difference there. Like you actually have to know how to play against a barbarian. It's don't let them fucking get next to you, and that is more skill expressive. They did hit that, but I know some slow. I mean, I play rogue, which is the fastest class in the game now, because people can't stack move speed, and so I can just kind of kite them. And I'm sure other classes like feel terrible with it, and I'm of course taking that into account right now. So I just also want to like reread what I posted here. This kind of sums up what I've said already in this video. That like there's purposeless. I have all my quests. I don't have like the last. I think I need a royal diamond, but I'm gonna grind high roller for that, and then I'll pull like a unique diamond, and then it won't count. I'm like, okay, well, fuck, like. It's also just a chest, and then what? So I can hold more gold that I can't spend. Like even that, it's like I don't even need to do that. Yeah, enjoying arena still, but it's just it was the patch went too far in the sense that it didn't complete the vision yet. Like it didn't complete their core philosophy of reducing the grind. It just made the game stale. And I'm sure that the next patch will fix this. I'm sure it will because first of the amount of backlash, and second because they're not done with like their whole thing yet. They say it's like I mean, if here I'll go if you do from. You can do this, by the way, if you want to just see what devs are talking about. You do from. Oops, I did form. I'm not sure how visible this is, but I'm in the top. I'm typing from and then a colon, and then like if I type in Grayson, he's like the community guy. You will see, like this is how I found out about like the Halloween torch, the candy corn, all that because you just do that and it shows all their messages they've sent in the Discord. And like I understand all this. Like so this many players be upset about modifying gear mid wipe. Doing this sooner was for the best. The next wipe to be the best, and they want to make these changes. Gives us time to make that happen. So that's what I'm saying by they need to complete this whole like philosophy that they have. They need to see the vision out. It's just a stepping stone. Okay, I'll take a break from the game for a week. Like that's I can play other things, and I mean now just getting into YouTube, I realize what especially content creators think and how they feel distraught by it because the game's not fun to play right now because of this. So now it's like, all right, nobody wants to watch me play other games, and so what am I supposed to do? I mean, no shade, but like Party Chip was streaming a horror game the other day. Normally gets like around above 100 viewers at a time streaming Dark and Darker. And he was like at 30 with the horror game. Like you can tell that's a huge problem. And it's like if they have like a game that they one trick, that's what people come to them to watch about. And like I'm in the same boat. Like I'm gonna record like probably me playing a roguelike game called Tiny Rogues today because I know all my subscribers are from it, but it's somewhat of a similar genre, and I really like the game. So again, that's with like the streamers and talking about that and such and such. I'm trying to bring like a very concise argument to this and try to really build it up instead of just blindly going one way or another, because I like the you have to remember these developers made the game that we love. So they're not going to try to just straight up grief it like that. Like people are assuming that they're just actually throwing, but I'm believing that they have this vision. And if they don't and they end up like just trashing the game, I'll come out and I'll say I just don't think the game's fun anymore and I think they ruined it. Whatever. Like, but yeah, just the next step of a large plan might be feel weird now, but it'll be in a much better state before the next season starts. So, wipe could be over for most people here if most people don't like it. But like I'm saying, it's just there has to be a little bit of patience here. I know people want to play the game, but you have to also realize there's other things that can happen. Um, yeah, I suggest giving it a try first. Okay, a lot of people have not been trying the game; they've not been playing it. That are really whining in general. Chat, like, if I click on that, you'll just, what? Here, yep, there it is. Like it returned W patch enjoyer. Okay, yeah. I mean, there's some people. I think some of these people are also just kind of trolling a little bit, but I don't think the patch is totally terrible. It's just, it's a stepping stone, and I want to see what's going to come with it. Then you can also, so now we've looked at Grayson's stuff. We can look at SDF and see if he said anything. Just some stuff in the announcements. Yeah, removing random modifiers. I honestly think that they should have removed the random modifier. If they were going to do these big changes, remove the random modifiers and keep the gear the same, because then at least the gameplay loop is still maintained. There's still a reason to get higher gear, but right now it doesn't make any difference because the random modifiers are just for min-maxing. And yeah, they're just for min-maxing. And it doesn't make, like, the biggest thing is like the base stats. Like if I had 5 true fizz on my rogue, it's not gonna make or break my fight against a barbarian. I'm better off building additional physical damage now. Just because of the way rogue plays. But yeah, so I mean that's this way you can see all of their comments and such. All right, so now we're gonna look over at the Reddit and see. So this is just a normal post for the Reddit, but yeah, getting one tapped by somebody in all white gear. Again, like don't ever get close to a barbarian. That's just kind of what you have to do now. But also, yeah, it's kind of out of control. They shouldn't be able to, like, I mean, if the point is to kite a barbarian, they should get on you and then they should kill you. Okay, but they're also really fucking fast right now because of rage. It gives them 15% extra move speed. Yeah, and all this stuff, like, I mean, this person made a funny animation or whatever. Legend. Oh my god, I pulled a legendary. I don't know, dagger. Okay, it doesn't have additional weapon damage, doesn't have physical damage bonus. All right, it's useless. Let me just literally merchant it. Because if you look at the market right now, you can filter by like phase or additional weapon damage, and you'll just see like every single rarity there because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the other rolls are. It just doesn't make any sense. Um, here's another post. One day, game developers will realize you can't protect noobs from getting bopped. I'll zoom in. From getting bopped, you add ranked people with Smurf. You separate casual and ranked people. Go bot farming casuals. You try to change game mechanics to save them. You ruin your game. History doesn't lie. Again, it's just about like, so if somebody has an immense amount of skill in this game, let's say they're naturally born with it, but they can't do the grind to get all the, like, to get like, oh, get an artifact, all that stuff, or to even play a ton of games to build up, like, to sell people's gear and then buy an artifact with like skull keys and such. They can't compete at the higher end. Like if they were in a lobby of people with all artifacts, all uniques, they can't compete with that because they log on for the day, they want to play their high roller, and they can't compete. So like I understand that because they want their game to be more popular, so they need to also do that. Like, and if they want, because they're a business, they want to sell more of their game, and that's just how it is. So if they have like 5,000 players only, they're not making a ton of money. So like I know it's like a whole money thing, and people be like, oh, they're just greedy, but that's what they just have to do that. So I guess I don't want to say much more in that, but um yeah. So now I mean I kind of like that they changed the move speed, and move speed meta was kind of annoying. And this is a nice copy pasta. So I mean, people having jobs and then logging on and winning. Like while this is like ironically made, like if this person has like, while I don't think their vision is completed yet, like I keep saying, this person hasn't completely like they don't play the game full time. They don't. This is not all they do. They're not sitting 8 hours a day on this, working it like a full time job, and they're able to compete now. I think that's good. Like they should be able to compete, but not to the like it's just too. There's no point in buying gear, and like I keep saying, there's no purpose. Um, yeah, I don't know what that is. I'm not gonna get into that. See this? We can watch this clip of skill expression here. Probably somebody just one-shotting somebody with a cross. Yep, there he's dead, and he's dead because he can hot swap the windlasses. I also want to show you guys a clip that I had in the Frost Wyvern Discord. I don't know who this is, but show you this. 30 FPS, bruh. Dead.
Oh my god.
No fucking god. Oh yeah. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah.
And yeah, that was 16 hours ago. And one of them had a pestilence, which is a unique artifact. So this is with the new patch applied. No health, so rangers are really strong. The game is balanced on the last patch. It's not balanced on this patch. This is things you're going to run into. But let's see what happens with this.
I'm getting cooked. I did it.
Nice. Let's go. And there's a res right there. HP cost for me as well. I'm gonna die.
Wait, he doesn't even. Yeah, he's level 5.
Score on that fella.
598! Oh my god, Rob! They were that juiced and they died to us in
Look
face.
this guy, bro.
So yeah, like people with that amount of gear should still be able to like I don't like they don't have like a reason like you just say skill dips to that, but that's just kind of how they've always played. So getting used to it, there's also another thing like that. Like, I mean, does this fighter even have a bow on his back? I'm not sure, but it just doesn't make really any sense. There's a lot of things. I think it's okay. I'm just gonna summarize right here is that there's a vision going on, and this is a stepping stone, and it's going to feel really bad or really awkward, whatever word you want to use, until they completely finish this. And I don't think that we can say much about it until that's been done. Now, this is like, the patch came out yesterday. This is now my second day playing the patch. Played a little bit this morning. And like, so I wiped the top floor of ruins, and I went down. It says there was no point. I literally, because I fucking can't solo Lich on Rogue. I don't know if it's a class thing or if it's a me thing, but I just fucking suck at it. You do it with 2 players, totally fine, because there's like people that can actually kill the ads and I can melee them. But I was just like, it was getting low on the time. I could have quit it. No, I just died to Lich. I don't even care because there's no point in me holding on to my legendary collectibles that I gave to the guy or the ones in my inventory. It's like, whatever, because don't need money. The gear that it's also elsewhere in the dungeon won't make a difference for me. And there's no purpose in the game right now. And the patch was balanced on the last patch. It wasn't balanced on this patch. You know, they could claim otherwise, but I just don't think it was. So what I would do for solutions is I think either the next patch has to completely finish this vision that they have of the game and they need to make it feel better like really quick. You know, I don't know if they could probably wait till next Thursday, but people will be really, really mad by then and just maybe stop playing. Again, though, the player count, I guess it's still okay. Like, where's last Saturday? 18K, like it's still doing fine. So I don't know what they're looking at to determine whether people like it or not, but it's just, I don't know. It's a stepping stone, and if I was saying anything, just give it a little bit of patience. We should see how it fleshes out. Give us some more time playing the game. I say that, and like I don't really want to play the game because I don't see the point in it. But also, again, it's like mid-wipe, so it's already something that was going to happen to me is that I just kind of stop because there's nothing to do. I've already done all of my grinding. I've already gotten a ton of gear. I'm already rich. But the core gameplay loop has been ruined by this patch and of looting, getting better gear going in. So I don't. There's no point to be playing really anymore. Yeah, I said I was gonna edit something out before, but I think I'm just gonna upload this entire thing. This is like I think this is very comprehensive. If there's something you want to know what I think about, I hope I presented myself as someone who's like, I can kind of take a step back and view a lot of different viewpoints, and not just blindly hate the patch. Or if you really dislike this patch, like, I mean, by all means, like, give me your details, but I swear to God, do not just comment like this patch fucking sucks. Your opinion is terrible. Like, because the developers have said this before. When you give feedback to them, they want something that's thought out because everybody can just say a sentence, but the developers are not going to listen to that. They don't give a shit what random guy in fucking Ohio thinks. They want to see, like, okay, I've discussed this with other players. I've gathered their feedback. I have multiple opinions. Now, here's a page Word document with pros and cons of the patch, what feels good, what doesn't feel good. Then they'll be like, okay, wow, this is like a lot of data. They've talked to people that they play with. They've included their own opinions. And this opinion is worth looking at because they put effort into it. We put effort into the game. We're not going to listen to people who don't put any effort into their response and what they think about the game and then listen to them. If you give one sentence, they're not going to listen to you. If you give them a thought out argument and you give multiple pros, multiple cons, they're going to listen to it. You have to think about it like you're writing a paper. You present your arguments, you present your evidence, and you deliver it to them that way. And it's hard to change the entire climate of community by doing that, but if you actually want to be heard with your opinions, you think you have a really good change in mind, that's what you have to do. I don't know if this video hits those same marks. It's a little bit of me rambling, but I think I've covered a lot of bases and provided a unbiased approach to it. But yeah, so game doesn't feel very good right now. The kind of core of the genre is a little bit ruined for me. I don't know what to do. There's no purpose, and man's search for meaning, I guess. I'm trying to find why I would want to play the game because the core gameplay loop isn't fun anymore. Again, though, it's mid-wipe. That's just something that's going to happen. Thank you all for tuning in for me for these 34 minutes or so, 35 probably by the time I'm done yapping. Again, leave your thoughts in the comments. I'll be checking it as it comes out and all of that. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. I'm gonna keep this like very like bare bones, just me talking over this. I'm not gonna include any weed shop music like I did for the tier list. But yeah, I think it's It's a stepping stone. It's a stepping stone. We have to remember that. Give it some patience, give it some time, you know, gather your feedback. And I think then we can, you know, make sure we are heard by the developers, what we don't like and don't like. But, you know, going to back to this. They don't give a fuck about all of this. They don't give a fuck about what any of you are saying here. They will never read it. Same with here. It can be a place where you collaborate with other players and you can make discussions, but nobody is going to read this and generate a patch based on what you say here. First, you need to go to the forums for the Dark and Darker feature upvote, and you need to present your thought out and evidence-based argument here. No other way you're going to get to these developers if you really feel strongly about a change, and you have to understand that. Don't spend all day complaining about the game. Go outside, you know, play another game. There's plenty out there. We don't have to panic. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, so thank you guys for watching. I'm PG, also known as Party Chip Fan. And yeah.